How to write authentic weapons and gear details in military thrillers without overwhelming readers. Learn practical tips for including weapons and gear in military thrillers that strike the perfect balance between authenticity and readability. Getting weapons and gear. Write in your military thriller, keeping it authentic without overwhelming your reader. Alright, so you're writing a military thriller. Thrilling stuff, right? It's got the action, the tension, the stakes, and of course all the cool weapons and gear that make the story come alive. But here's the kicker. How do you include all those nitty-gritty details about firearms, tactical equipment, and military gadgets without turning your readers off? You know, those moments when the story feels less like a thriller and more like a boring equipment manual. It's a challenge many novice writers face, especially when you want to remain accurate, yet keep things readable and engaging. First off, let's agree on one thing. Authenticity matters. If your sniper rifle is described as something that can fire 200 rounds a minute without overheating, your savvy readers will spot that and it'll pull them right out of the story. But on the flip side, dumping excessive technical jargon that only a gun expert would understand risks alienating the very people you want to hook. So, what's a writer to do? Here are some handy tips and techniques to help you strike the perfect balance when writing military gear and weapons into your story. Know your basics, then choose what matters. Before you start rattling off weapon specifications, it's crucial to do your research. Get a grip on the weapons and gear that fit your story's setting and characters. Are we talking modern-day special forces or Cold War spies? Once that's clear, pick a handful of details that are key to your narrative or a character's expertise. For example, if your protagonist is a sniper, emphasizing the scope's zoom capabilities or the rifle's effective range will make sense. But don't bog down readers with magazine capacities, bullet weights, or internal mechanisms unless they truly add to the drama. Use details to enhance, not distract. Every sentence in a thriller should push the story forward or reveal something about a character. When describing gear, anchor the details in action. Rather than saying the M4 rifle had a 30-round magazine weighing 2.5 kilos, you could say, he slid the full magazine into the M4 with a reassuring click, feeling the familiar weight in his hands as the city skyline blurred ahead. The facts are there, but it's wrapped up in feeling and movement, helping the reader visualize rather than memorize. Keep it simple and accessible. Try to avoid overloading the narrative with technical jargon. Remember, not everyone reading a military thriller is a weapon enthusiast. If you need to explain a term, do it briefly and naturally, or embed the explanation in dialogue or thoughts. For instance, instead of a robotic list of attachments on a helmet, you could have a character mention the purpose casually. Night vision goggles are a game changer in these dark alleyways. Simplicity keeps readers engaged and avoids that glazed-over look. Show don't tell, but make it impactful. Rather than just listing the gear a soldier carries, show how it influences the story. How does a bulletproof vest boost confidence? How does a malfunctioning comms device ramp up tension? Using gear as part of the storytelling itself stops it feeling like a fact sheet. It also helps readers connect emotionally. Use dialogue and character reactions. Characters chatting about their equipment or reacting to it can make technical details feel natural and alive. Think of a gruff sergeant grumbling about the weight of his pack, or a rookie excitedly explaining the new laser sight. Dialogue gives you a chance to slip in facts without it being a dry info dump. And it's also a bit of fun, a chance to inject personality and authenticity. Balance is key, know when to step back. Not every scene demands heavy weaponry talk. Sometimes a fleeting mention is enough. He flipped the safety off and checked the chamber. If you're in the middle of an action scene, too much description slows the pace. Let your weapons be a backdrop rather than the star, unless a specific detail matters for plot or suspense. For those of you serious about writing a military thriller, you might find it helpful to learn all these skills systematically. Courses designed specifically for military storytelling can guide you through authentic descriptions without overwhelming readers and teach you how to weave technical details into gripping narratives. If you're interested, there's a fantastic military thriller writing course that really breaks this down. It'll help you with creative writing tools, structuring your story, And most importantly, getting the details right so your story feels genuine but never bogged down. Enroll now and start writing course. This could be the perfect step to sharpen your skills and bring your thriller ideas to life with confidence. So, there you have it. Write with purpose. Inject just enough detail to ground the story, but always keep your reader's experience front and center. It's a fine art, but with a bit of practice and the right guidance, you'll nail the balance, creating page-turners that feel both thrilling and authentic. Keep your storytelling sharp, keep those bullets flying, and remember, it's not just about the weapons and gear, it's about the story they serve.